Yes, thank you so much, Victor. Oh my gosh, I am here honorably in service, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be among so many change makers, and I am just so grateful. So I just want to let you know that Victor and I connected over healing words. I am in the healing words business. I am someone who wants to turn wounds into words and trauma into triumph, and that's kind of what I've done, and that's what art has done for me. And I know that we are going through some trials and some tribulations, but we are here not just to survive, but to thrive. And I want to go ahead and share this poem with you that I wrote just for this event, and it's called "Is There Empathy in the Educator?" Dear educator, I know your life is not fair, yet I expect you to care and be aware. Every student needs a brave or grace-filled space, but some teachers are afraid to bring up race. Sometimes stories of struggle can make us connect. Sometimes we need to know if we can breathe and reflect. How much about my history have you chose to learn? Have you been willing to rebuild what has been burned? People can be bridges if they have the right tools. But too many believe that being vulnerable is for fools. Courage leads to advocacy, and freedom is the cause. Allyship is a lifelong practice with very little pause. Activism can be stepping up or stepping back. It looks like listening to students who truly lack. Are you only student-centered when in class? Don't let your colleagues' apathy get a pass. When was the last time you spoke up on my behalf? Did you intervene before or after the laugh? They say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. May your students be full of more empathy and less fear. People are dying daily with no upstanding strategy or plan. No empathy in the educator leads to no empathy in the land. So that is a poem that I wrote, and I was just also working on one other piece of poetry, and that I wanted to share with you, because when I was growing up, I went to two different kinds of schools. I went to a school that was, had a bright Olympic Stadium stand, and I went to another one where, it was doom. It was almost like I was in a dungeon. I grew up in Ohio, and it was like lights flickering on every floor, and there was armed security galore, as I say in another poem called "Unequal Classes." And what I've learned is that we have to have classes that move the student and that empower them and not take power from them. And this next piece that I want to share, I have one more piece and that's it. And it's called "Education in 30 Years," and it's a reverse poem. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, but I want you to just imagine with me that this is your lower self, but we're going to also speak to the higher self. But let's take a deep breath together, because the work that we're doing is not always easy when you're met with this type of mindset, which is very fixed. And we know that everybody in this room, though, is all about the growth mindset, and we're going to be contagious. But I know you've heard this kind of attitude. I am a victim of a broken system, and I refuse to believe that this educational system can be fixed. I realize this may be a shock, but it only takes one person to open a heart, and mine is a lie. Profit over people in 30 years, I will tell my children that I have my priorities straight because money is more important than equity. Once upon a time, there were caring teachers and administrators, but this will not be true in my era. No one really cares about culturally responsive teaching. Experts tell me all the top union and Senate members are just padding their pockets. I do not conclude that we can have a culture of care and empathy in the future. College degrees only benefit the white elite. No longer can it be said that teachers are trained educators and facilitators. It will be evident that they have no support from the staff and administration. It is foolish to presume that teachers want to educate themselves and their students. Take another deep breath. Now let's reverse that. Teachers want to educate themselves and their students. It is foolish to presume that they have no support from the staff or administration. It will be evident that teachers are trained educators and facilitators. No longer can it be said that college degrees only benefit the white elite. In the future, we can have a culture of care and empathy. I do not conclude that all the top union and Senate members are just padding their pockets. Experts tell me no one really cares about culturally responsive teaching, but this will not be true in my era. There were caring teachers and administrators once upon a time. Equity is more important than money. I have my priorities straight because in 30 years, I will tell my children that profit over people is a lie. It only takes one person to open a heart and mind. I realize this may be a shock, but this educational system can be fixed. And I refuse to believe that I am a victim of a broken system. My name is Venus Jones. You can visit me at venusjones.com. And thank you so much for being the hope, the light, and the healing that we all need in this world. Bless you.